Come on in. Uh-huh. Come on in. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Come on in.
In the spotlight. In the spotlight.
Hey everybody, my name is Daryl Ford. Welcome to the Spotlight. And of course, we want to encourage you to tune in to each of our broadcasts. We kind of fluctuate because I'm still trying to get used to my schedule, but we're trying to be consistent because we know that consistency brings great results. This is the Spotlight podcast that we bring on a weekly basis to let you know what's going on, who's doing what, and why they're doing it. And for us, everything is kingdom oriented, not exclusively. I'm going to talk to some unsaved folks who still chew tobacco and smoke weed, you know what I'm saying? But, Greg said, nah, stay on this side, bro.
Come on, go on.
And to that end, I have, so let me back up. My reason for this broadcast is, I have several reasons. One reason is because, Brother Joe, we as Black men in this society have been underserved. We've been maligned. We've been miscast and mischaracterized. We've been relegated to the also ran status. And here lately with the NBA controversy that's taking place, it's just a continuation of what I addressed in my book, Sociological Homicide. How the larger culture has taken Black greatness and relegated it to the gutter,
Wow.
and how do they do that? Well, let's just call the roll right quick. Michael Jackson, y'all ain't got to say nothing. Al Sharpton, you ain't got to say nothing. Jesse Jackson, Eddie Murphy. Here lately, Chauncey Billups. You cannot tell me that this is not a calculated conspiracy against the Black man. You can't tell me that because it happens too often. And if we were to look at the ledger and look on the other side of the aisle, how many white folks, and I'm sorry, yes, I'm getting racial, y'all pray for me. How many white folks are exposed for scandals? Not nearly as much if you were to look at it on a per capita basis.
Right.
Blacks representing 13% of the population and Black men representing 6% of that population. And I won't even go into the incarceration statistics where Charlie Kirk said that we are the majority of criminal offenders, which is a lie. It's not true. If you look at the statistics, we represent 41% of those that are incarcerated, but 58% of the felonies are committed by white people. So I just gotta be real. So when I find myself surrounded, and see this now this goes into the self-hurt that we do. When you're surrounded with greatness, why don't somebody say something?
Right. Right.
We just take it for granted, almost as though we feel like, well, I ain't gonna say nothing because they might mess up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold back my praise until what?
Yeah.
Well,
Greg-
it's almost like the theory, monkeys in the barrel. Monkey trying to get out, and we're going to pull him down, keep him from getting out, instead of celebrating the fact that they got out. And can you reach down and pull me up so I can go with you?
But why is that, Joe? Why? What seed has been sown in our culture until we almost exemplify the house ninja versus the field ninja? And if you're light skinned, or if you're dark skinned, or if you had an advantage, or if I'm disadvantaged, then I can't celebrate who you are. So before I get your response, Joe, I just want to celebrate the greatness that's in the room right now.
Yes.
Intercourt Studios is a great endeavor,
Yes.
Greg, that you birthed out of your bosom. And Joe, I know you worked there for some years. Joe is he's a Superman.
Yeah, I
I
am
mean,
so proud of you, Joe, man.
how do you go from being one
Woo!
of the nation's top musicians and
Yeah,
MDs? How do you go from that to becoming Spike Lee all of a sudden? Somebody tell me how
right.
that work. How you do that?
Well,
Spike Smith. There we
right,
go.
right. Well, I'll always tell people one of the things that I've always had is a sense of curiosity. And so whenever I'm in an environment, I always want to learn everything about that environment. So I remember when I was a teenager, the first professional recording I ever played on, it was the Donald Corliers.
I
We
remember those guys.
Yeah, yeah. Terrence Matthews was over him, and he brought me in to play organ. I was like 16, and we recorded at United Sound Studios. And
Historic.
yeah, and I just remember like being in the control room, just asking a bunch of questions about the mixing console. Like I didn't know what I was looking at. I didn't know how it worked. I didn't know any of it, but I was just so intrigued. So throughout my career, I've always been like that. If I was music director for a stage play, I wanted to know everything about how stage plays work. You know, if I was scoring a film, I wanted to know everything about film production. So that curiosity is what always prompted me to look outside of what my immediate role was into what everybody's role was. And then I'll tell you something else. What also inspired me was hip hop in the 90s, all of the moguls who, Puff Daddy started out as a A&R and then a music producer, but then he became a CEO and launched a clothing line and did this and did that. Russell Simmons did the same thing. Master P did the same thing. Suge Knight did the same thing. So seeing all of those black men who didn't just stop with what they were doing, but they branched out into film and TV and print and magazines and clothing lines and liquor brands. It expanded my mind to say, okay, just because you do this doesn't mean you have to only do this. And so that's what kind of opened my mind up to getting into other things. So yeah.
So for folks who may not know your history,
Mhm.
take us back, let's say 20 years and how your career evolved and progressed from 20 years ago to now. And then Greg, I'm going to ask you the same.
hmm So 20 years ago, I had been at my church, Great Faith Ministries. Shout out to Apostle Wayne T. Jackson, Dr.
Big
J.
ups, big ups.
Yeah, I had been there. So I was prior to that, I was like on the circuit, on the scene, playing, gigging, running the midnight musicals, playing for Oscar Hayes, playing for this artist, this community choir. So in '94, I kind of sat down and I wanted to grow spiritually. And so that's when I went to Great Faith Ministries. And so till about 2001, I had been just chilling, just at my home church. And then in 2001, I was like, okay, I'm ready to get back out here again. I want to play for some groups. And so at that time, I was a full-time musician. I started MDing for Chris Jones and Word of Praise. And then from there, I got the opportunity to become music director for Dorinda Clark Cole. And so that opened the door for me. I traveled full time, but at the same time, I wanted to produce a stage play. So in 2012, I produced my first stage play, and then I wanted to create a documentary that was based on my stage play, but I couldn't afford to hire a camera crew. So that was my first forage into filmmaking. I bought a camera, bought some lights, bought us some audio equipment, and learned how to shoot my own documentary and edit it. Then in right before the pandemic, a lot of the playwrights in the city started producing independent film. And so I wanted to turn my plays into films. So that's how I kind of evolved into uh, creating feature films. And so then now the next evolution is, starting a streaming platform. So it was a evolution, definitely.
So at the present time, you have two film projects on the market.
I have 5
Whoa!
currently out.
You late, Daryl. I'm sorry, Greg. I'm late. I'm
Yeah,
late.
don't play that man cheap.
Okay. All right.
And
Check
then I
check is in the mail.
Yeah, right.
I got 2 more on the way. So
Man.
yeah.
So give us a synopsis of your latest effort, your latest film effort.
So I have a film series called A Good Man, A Good Man 1, A Good Man 2 are both out. And so we're getting ready to release A Good Man 3. So that'll be coming out towards the end of the year. And then I have another film called Rhythm and Blood, which I'm pretty passionate about because it allowed me it's a film about the music industry. And so it allowed me to tap back into my music production side a little bit. I've been kind of putting that on the back burner. So I got to it's kind of like an Empire type story, but it's a movie instead of a series. So I'm excited about those. And then I've been finishing up post-production on a documentary, a nonprofit organization that advocates for breastfeeding in the Black community hired me to produce a documentary about breastfeeding, so educational documentary. So that'll be coming out soon as well. So
Great.
yeah.
Well, man, big ups and congratulations to you. We're going to dig back into some more of your story. Absolutely.
Thank you.
And we're going to dovetail over to my man, who I just got so much respect for him because of his honesty. Here's a guy, he gonna tell you if your breath stink. Nah, he never told me that. He ain't told me that yet.
Yeah, no, not yet. Yeah.
But he's come close.
Yeah, Daryl, that's all right.
But when it comes to someone that you can depend on in terms of hearing truth, straight, no chaser, that's going to be my friend. We go back a number of years to I never will forget the lunch where we sat down and we kind of went in covenant together, saying that we were going to work together in whatever capacity. We didn't even know what that meant. Yeah. But from that day to this, Greg Pearson, I want to call him a big brother, but he's kind of older than me.
Lord help.
So
just a little bit.
I don't think you're older than me. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, Bishop? Bishop Lucas is joining us, Bishop John Lucas, and his lovely better half, my sister in Christ, Luann Lucas. Say hi to the fam.
Bless you.
Hey, everybody.
Bless you.
I'm signing out.
No, you good.
Greg mad at me. Greg Pearson
at
mad
me.
I
am, yeah. I'm going to get you back.
Okay. I'll make it up to you, Greg.
Okay.
So Greg, we were talking about, and Bishop Lucas, we're going to get to you. We've got Joe Smith joining us. 3 powerhouses in the nation today. Bishop Lucas has a brand new book that we're going to be talking about. Joe Smith is killing the game in the film media industry, and Greg Pearson is recording anybody and everybody in such a quality way until they come in sounding one way, but they come out sounding like they're ready for American Idol. So, Greg, I'm going to get back to you. And our sojourn together, our covenant together, and you've been a blessing to me, but not just me. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Joe was a part of Inner Court to some degree in terms of having a studio there or being in partnership with you. And Bishop Lucas, what we're doing is we're celebrating greatness.
Good.
We're celebrating the greatness of
So we're
Black
celebrating
male.
you. We're celebrating you, huh?
Oh man, come on now.
Right.
Because I don't hear it enough in the Black community. It's almost like we're afraid to say the word great. It's almost like when Muhammad Ali was saying, I am the greatest, everybody was sitting back and let's say it. Let's see if you're going to fulfill it. And he did.
He did.
And I'm not suggesting that we need to be braggadocious or arrogant or conceited. But when God is giving you something exceptional, somebody tell me what's wrong with celebrating exceptionalism. Go ahead, Dr. Pearson. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we hate to see our brothers and sisters accelerate above us, but it's just like a jealousy thing. Instead of us being glad and happy, it's just like this past weekend with when Darius Twyman had his recording session. It was fabulous, and we all were there to celebrate him. And it shouldn't have been anybody there that was jealous of the fact that he's doing what he's doing. I look at what Joe is doing. I met Joe probably about 30 something plus years ago, and it just warms my heart to see where God has brought him and the great and tremendous things that he's doing, and it doesn't lessen me in any kind of way for me to celebrate Joe, to celebrate you, Daryl, and all the great things that you're doing, and Bishop Lucas. Why can't we do that all the time? Why do we have to be like the monkeys in the barrel, everybody pulling each other out as one try to climb out?
I really don't get it, particularly when we identify ourselves, Bishop Lucas, as Christians. I don't. I could see it if we kind of in a secular world, and Jay-Z is going at it with Nas, and I kind of and Spike Lee and Tyler Perry. Well, I don't know about that one, but I kind of understand it on the secular side. But Bishop, I don't understand it on the Christian side. If you're doing great, I want to push you forward. If you're excelling in what it is God has called you, the area that he's called you into, I'm happy for you. What is up with that crabs in a barrel, monkey in a barrel syndrome on the Christian side? Somebody help me out.
Well, we know that there's jealousy in the world, but in these last days, the world has become a part of our church. There's jealousy in the church. She's singing my song, and they don't ever let me do it, let her do it. We have a tendency to want what others have already achieved. As one individual said, you know my glory, but you don't know my story. It takes time to really understand who we are as Christians. And in being a Christian, we ought to be Christ-like. One of the things I've learned when I was pastoring, I learned that there isn't but one me. And when you know who you are, there is no competition. When you understand where God has put you, whether you get a pat on the back or an amen, you have to continue to do what God says. You would not think that being in the church, we would have jealousy, strife, hate going on. But we know it does. But it shouldn't hinder us from carrying on what God has assigned us to do. But one day we all have to stand before the judgment seat of God and give an account of the life that he gave us. So I don't want to look back and see unforgiven sins or unforgiven things behind me. I want to make sure that all that I do is in front of me in the giving of forgiveness unto God. I don't want to miss out anything God has prepared for me in glory. I want my mansion to be right next to yours, Daryl.
Well, as long as I'm right next to Greg, we'll be good. We ain't gonna be no problem. But those are such timely words, and I want to kind of shift because as I look at the men, and we're here with Joe Smith, and Joe, give us the name of your company.
Mainstream media.
Mainstream Media. We're going to talk about his new streaming platform, and Greg Pearson, Inner Court Studios. Do you have a label, Greg?
Uh, yeah, I guess you can call it a label. I don't really operate it as a label. I operate more as a production company.
Got you.
But if we put some projects out under the label, it would be Inner Court Music Group.
Gotcha. Bishop Lucas, you have a brand new book hot off the printing presses. Tell us about that.
Well, I never intended in writing a book, but there were several individuals that prompted me to go ahead and do it. My intention was to retire and sit in my big chair in my remote control and wait on the Lord or wait on the check. But the name of the book, I can hold it up.
The advantages and disadvantages of thought.
Of thought.
I like it.
We are all just a thought in dust. When God said, let us make man, we're the thought. God put that thought in dust. And we all cannot stop thinking because we are a thought. We can try to stop thinking, and we'll think more of stopping thinking, more thoughts will come. It's almost like a record that constantly plays over, song constantly plays over in your mind, and you can't stop it.
Yeah.
You have to think of something else.
Yeah.
So the key to the book is what Jeremiah 29:11 says. I know my thoughts concerning you,
Yes.
but that I think toward you they're good and not evil, to give you an expected end.
Yes.
I've learned that in the Hebrew, the word good is righteousness when it pertains to God.
Mm-hmm.
The word evil represents judgment when it pertains to God.
Mm-hmm.
God never wanted man to experience his judgments. If we go back to the beginning, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, God never wanted man to eat of that tree, or he will experience God's righteous judgment. There was no judgment prior to his disobedience. But now man has the capability of receiving thoughts that are advantage and thoughts that are disadvantage. And we have to learn how to differentiate them by the truth. The truth is God's word. This is why we should always have a base or reservoir in our minds of the word of God. When Satan or someone else come with a negative thought, we can override it by the thoughts of God.
Amen.
We stand before him every day, and understanding that we have to receive his thoughts to live the life that he has intended for us to meet him at the end. We're all going to end up before his presence.
I look at thoughts like a recorder playing in your mind. And what the enemy will do is he will resurrect those old tapes.
Yes, sir.
Well, you remember when you failed here. You remember when you were a disappointment there. And my wife and I talk all the time about recording over those tapes.
Okay.
And you have to record over them. And this is no disrespect to your book, because I think your book is powerful.
That's true.
But with thoughts that are not yours.
Right.
I don't believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't want to get too deep theologically here because I want to get to some juicy stuff. But correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think the enemy has the ability to read your mind. Now y'all just sit on that for a minute. We can debate on that. But here's why. When he saw Jesus come back from being in the wilderness, he offered him something because he figured he was hungry. Turn those stones to bread. I don't think he had the ability to read his mind, but I do believe he has the ability to introduce exactly what you said, Bishop.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts.
Yes.
And as we walk with God, we become so familiar with his voice until we know when he's speaking.
Right. Well,
And
see,
our
go ahead. Go ahead. I believe that, and not contrary to what you just said, but I'm one to believe, and again, I could be wrong, that if Satan can bring a thought, he can take one back with him.
absolutely.
See, this is
That's
why.
why we can't say everything. That's why
That's
we
it.
can't keep what I'm just keeping it real. There's some stuff you need to keep to yourself because
Most
the
definitely.
moment you speak it, now it's in the ether. Now it's in the airways. Now the prince of the power of the air. See, you
There
done
you go.
got Bishop. You done got me preaching. I didn't
Well,
mean
go
to
on,
do all
preach
that.
then. What's your cash app? I'll send you off.
Yeah, well, the power of the tongue.
Right.
Power to talk. See,
Death and life is in the power of the tongue.
yeah,
And
I
so there are
believe.
some things that we should keep to ourselves. And as I look, Bishop, now I want to go to Greg. Now here's a man who suffered what I consider to be great tragedy
Uh-huh.
in the loss of his wife.
Yeah.
And as I watched him walk through that period, I saw the walk of a steady man. Now
That's good.
I know he had his moments. He had to have his moments. And truth be told, I would not be surprised if he still has moments because grief does not have an expiration date.
No.
It doesn't.
But I looked at him and I looked at my own situations that I've been through. And I said to myself, this man here is walking with integrity.
That's good.
What does it mean? And I want to open this up for you, Greg and Joe. What does it mean to operate in integrity? And I'll give you let me just give you my revelation about integrity. The root word of integrity is integer. Integer is a whole number.
All right.
An integer cannot be a fraction. Or as Hezekiah Walker said, what did he say?
99 and a half won't do.
99 and a half won't do. So what strength do you get from walking in integrity? Joe, I'll start with you, and then Greg.
I think walking in integrity is a place of safety.
That's good.
In my mind.
That's good.
It's a place of safety spiritually and naturally, right? Because when you are walking in integrity, you know that you're in right standing with God, and you know that you can pull on that and you can lean on that and say, "Hey, God, listen, I try to walk according to your word. I tried to stand strong in my integrity, even in spite of what someone else may have done, or even when it would have been easy to not walk in integrity." So there's a safety and comfort in knowing that you're doing the right thing, both spiritually and then in the natural, even with relationships with other people in business, in your personal relationship. When you know that you have walked in integrity, you can stand on that and you can rest well. You can sleep at night. You can look at yourself in the mirror and you can look other people in the eye.
That's good.
When you know you stood strong and did what you were supposed to do. So it's a place of safety and confidence.
So
one of the experience I usually give is Job. Job lost his house. He lost his mother. He lost his family.
Bishop gonna
He
preach.
lost his friends. But integrity is a part of the mind. The mind is like a time machine. It can go forward, stay right where it is, or go backwards. Job never went backwards. He maintained his integrity. Integrity really means to be who you are, regardless of adversities, regardless of things that come against us. How many of us, while we're in this 21st century, will lose everything we have and we will say, the Lord taketh, the Lord giveth, and the Lord taketh away? One of the things I learned that God can use a woman, and I ain't hard on women, but usually Satan will use a woman to take down a man.
Mm.
See, the woman took Adam down,
Oh,
first man.
this thing got spicy now.
Then he took the wise man, Solomon. Then he took the strongest man, Samson.
Yeah.
But the woman could not get Job. Job told his wife, "You talk like a foolish woman."
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Don't sound
I
like
know the
God.
Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. Watch this. Blessed.
Blessed.
See, that's what integrity is. Blessed be the name of God.
You sound like a fool. I said, man, Joe must have been black because he sounded like he sounded like a ninja right about
there.
Right.
So integrity, Greg, as you walk through, just take me through, without going into copious detail, your journey to wholeness as a result of the devastating events that you suffered.
Well, my thing is that I never lost faith or trust in God, and I think that's what held me together. I wasn't angry at God, but I have to admit I questioned God. In my darkest hours, why did it have to happen to me? Why am I?
And there ain't nothing wrong with that.
No. Yeah.
See, a lot of people, and I don't mean to cut you off, but a lot of people feel like questioning God is disrespectful.
No, it's not.
Because God knows what he's doing. I'm just going to. But see, the lack of having a relationship means that you don't question God. And if you, check this out, if you don't question him, you ain't gonna get no answers.
Yeah.
And watch this: when you question God, you have to be ready for the answer.
Yeah.
His answer is not going to always agree with us.
It's not always going to be
pleasant.
pleasant.
That's where faith comes in.
Yes, sir.
The word "pitus" is the Greek word for faith. Faith means to believe everything God comes out of his mouth.
That's good.
I was married 46 years and lost my wife, but I still had to preach. I still had to teach. I still had to bury the dead. I still had Christian babies. But I maintained my integrity. And I wouldn't let the women that was coming after me, I wouldn't let them take me down. Except I met Luann.
And she took you down. Now
and
she lifted you
the
up.
plan changed, but I still maintained my integrity.
Yeah.
And and that's the way I feel that even though going back to Job, his friend said, "Why don't you curse God and die?"
You said it.
And where does that get you?
Yeah.
But because of me wanting to stand on integrity, God gave me more. He turned my ashes into beauty.
Yes.
And
Wonderful.
gave me a wonderful and beautiful wife, and
That's
that
good.
I thank God and praise God for.
You certainly got a jewel, and congratulations to you. Joe, are you married?
No, sir.
Okay.
I'm looking though.
You're
No wonder he's silent over there.
Right.
He taking notes. That's what he doing. He taking notes. You can't see him writing them down because he got all them fancy technology. He just push a button. He got all the stuff on tape. But Joe, I want to go to you and I want to talk about Mainstream. Mainstream is the streaming platform that you have created and that you've launched. I believe it was last Tuesday was the launch date. Congratulations to you in advance. I have been on the platform.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell y'all that it is not behind Netflix, it ain't behind Hulu, it ain't behind none of them. It is state of the art. And he's putting it out there. It's not subscription based yet. Joe, I don't know what your plans are, but I'm celebrating greatness right now.
Amen. Definitely.
I'm celebrating your greatness because now I know some people that have launched some platforms, and the launch never even got off the ground. No disrespect to them. They had a vision, God bless them, and all that.
Yeah.
But to see what you've done and what you're doing is a testament. Talk to me about who some of your mentors were, not only in this field, but across the board.
Definitely, my first mentor was, my father that raised me. He was an entrepreneur. And one of the things that blessed me about him is, I wasn't raised, I never met my birth mother and father. I was raised by my great aunt and great uncle.
Wow.
And so my great uncle was an entrepreneur, and my great aunt, she worked. And so my great aunt was born in 1915. My great uncle was born in 1922. She was a bit of a cougar. Um,
A bit of a
but
cougar?
just a little bit, a little 7 year age difference.
A little cougarish.
Um,
Got you. Got
but
you.
but being born in the years that they were born in, they lived through, and they're both from the South, so they lived through the real Jim Crow South,
Right,
you
right.
know. But one of the things that blessed me is when they raised me, they always told me I could be anything I wanted to be. They never told me what I can't do because I'm black, or what the white man ain't gonna let me do, or I never heard that kind of talk in my house growing up. All I ever heard was that I could do anything, I could be anything. And then when I went under Apostle Wayne T. Jackson, and how his faith is so huge, and how he walked in as a pastor, but also as an entrepreneur and a businessman and an investor, it just opened my mind up. So I never had that feeling of like I can't do something, I can't accomplish something. Yes, I'm aware of racism. Yes, I'm aware of white supremacy. I'm aware of all the things, but I have a faith that just makes me believe that none of that can stop me. So even in launching a streaming platform, um, going from being a filmmaker to launching my own platform, that's dangerous territory when you
Oh
start
yeah,
getting into the media space, and we know Satan is the prince of the power of the air, and we know that the people that control the media space ain't us. So you going out into a landmine field. But the faith that I have, and understanding that when God I mean, what's the point in reading the Bible and studying the Bible if you're not going to believe it to be true?
Come on now.
Story
If you're
after
not gonna
story after
live it.
Come
story
on now.
of when God is with somebody, they can do great exploits. They can
there
do
you go.
things. They can all the way up to Jesus raising from the dead. Like,
Bless God, bless God.
so,
Okay.
so in launching this platform, I'm excited about, doing this, and creating opportunities for other content creators. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared. Like, it's scary. But I believe that courage is not being scared. I don't think courage is the absence of fear. It's the ability to proceed forward
That's it.
in
That's it.
spite of the fear. So that's what I've been doing. And so that's what I'm doing. And every step of the way, I look back on my entire career. I never knew how to do anything that I've done. When
Hmm.
I produced my first record at 21. I didn't know what I was doing.
Hmm.
When I produced my first stage play, I didn't know what I was doing. I'm just one of those that'll just step out. We'll build the parachute on our way down. And every step of the way, God has put the resources, the people,
You'll
the
do that.
knowledge in my path as I go.
Yes, sir.
I
So
love that.
this journey is no different.
I love that. How did you put that? I'll build the parachute on my way
On my
down.
way.
I
I'm
love
gonna need
that.
one
I
more
love it.
turn.
I'm still consider that stolen.
Yes, sir.
That's good. That's good. And
Yeah.
Greg, you've worked with probably every notable artist in the city of Detroit in one way or the other. And you've also been the launching pad for some of the greats. Uh, what's it like dealing with folks from all kind of different personalities?
Hmm.
Wow. Well, I kind of think Bishop Lucas could probably answer that better than me, but having a pastor in the church, and I think my dealings are on a smaller basis. You just, I think it goes back to what you're talking about, walking in integrity. You get respect uh, when you give respect.
That's good.
And then your own respect has to be earned. And so if you can't respect other people, don't expect it back. Um, and I listened to what Joe was saying, and when I started into recording and producing, you got to start somewhere. And I happen to have people that were able to help me, with Milton Bigham and Donald Vale when I did my first recording with the Detroit Mass Choir, and then so that kind of launched me into me doing production for Oscar Hayes on his first project, and then going into the studio and learning studio. My first studio that I went in and was just overwhelmed was what's the studio you mentioned, Joe?
United Sound.
United
United
Sound.
Sounds. Yeah.
Man, to walk into that studio and see that big board and see all the stuff around there,
The
it's
place
just
of legends.
yeah. And I was able to do some work in there with Tommy Whitfield and James Cleveland.
Wow.
And then to get to the point where, I looked at it and I want to be able to do that myself. I want to be able to work that board myself, and to be able to just learn that from great engineers like Carlos Gunn over at Masterpiece. That was my mentor when it came to studio. So I would give him credit for majority of the stuff that I learned how to do in the studio, and that gave me the courage to want to launch my own studio and record label at that time. So that goes all the way back, full circle to walking in integrity.
That's good. That's good. Bishop, I want you to prepare a passage from your book to read for us. I want you to get that prepared. And while you're doing that, Joe Smith, I want you to tell us how we can support what you're doing
Yeah, definitely.
in the mainstream platform and in your film projects.
Yes, definitely go to Mainstream, spelt just like this with two E's. Mainstream.tv is the website. You can also find the app on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire TV, or Samsung Smart TVs. You can download it on your phone, on your iOS or Android app, or like I said, the website. And on the Android and iOS app, if you type in Mainstream Inc., it'll pop right up. And
Gotcha.
so go download it, watch you some movies. Even if you don't watch it, just turn it on and leave the room. Because that engagement is what's going to help us grow.
Everybody do that for me, please. Everybody watching this podcast, that's Mainstream with two E's, MAINSTREEM. You can download it on Play Store or on all the other places.
Yeah.
Apple. I'm not an Apple guy, so I'm allergic to apples, but it's another story. But y'all know what I'm saying. Support this platform.
Yeah.
Period. Why? Why support it, Brother Ford? Because of this man sitting. Let me get my arrows right. Because of this man sitting right here. Because God birthed a vision in him.
Yes.
Right.
And he is a believer. What more do you need?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Don't try to find something wrong with it. Get with it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did I just raise my voice?
Yeah,
Greg,
you did.
Greg, hey, Joe.
Nothing unusual for you, sir.
Greg called me bombastic. So
You're right. You've never
I'm just-
forgotten that. Huh?
that was and that was a part of what I respect about you, because you gave me truth, straight, no chaser. It wasn't a put down.
Right.
It was an observation that a lesser person would not have said.
Yeah.
That's why I celebrate your greatness. That's why I celebrate your greatness, Bishop. That's why I celebrate your greatness, Joe. You know, for a minute, I thought me and Joe had beef. I don't even know. I don't even know why. I don't even. Joe, did we ever have beef?
No.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
we might have exchanged some snarky comments on social media on somebody's
Ah,
post or whatever. But
ah.
you
I can
know,
be snarky.
yeah, it gets a little spicy every now and then.
And
So
put a little hot sauce on
That's all good.
it.
yeah, we men. It's okay. We can take
There you go. There you go.
that.
Bishop, do you have a passage for us?
Uh, the book is 10 chapters, and I just want to read the first chapter, first paragraph in chapter 7. Chapter 7 is do not conform to the storm. I'll say it again, do not conform to the storm. It says storms are not unnecessarily external. Many times storms are internal, and sometimes internal storms may cause external storms. Sometimes the storm can be inward or even outward to approach or to affect a friend, a coworker, or even your children or your spouse. If we conform to the storm inwardly, we cannot conform to the peace which God has promised us. I promise and the core is that you will have to think or receive the thoughts that God has given you. It says, love one another as I have loved you.
I like that.
We must use the same thoughts. He is thinking toward us, toward one another. Once we have done this, it'll help us to remove the anger and the differences of opinions that can keep people at odds and going after one another. So that's the first chapter.
That's
The
awesome.
book is on Amazon. It's only $20. You know, you're getting about 12 months, 13 months of research for $20.
Well,
I
Already.
think it's
well,
class.
well, well. Let me add on top of that. Not only are you getting 12 months of research, but you're getting a lifetime of wisdom,
Yes.
a lifetime of dedication, a lifetime of integrity,
That's it.
and that's what we need. We need mediums that can uplift us. You know, my wife's gonna beat me up for this, Greg, but she loves watching those shows where people are fussing at each other. Those court TV shows,
I
Ah,
can't
yeah.
stand them.
Yeah.
she loves them, and she loves them. I don't want to beat her up, but I think it's important for us to ingest um, good food that's nourishment and that can produce great results. Now that I'm a dialysis patient, they tell me I got to eat certain things, and everything I like is stuff I can't eat.
Wow.
So what am I going to do? I'm going to bless it and eat. No, I'm just kidding.
There you go. There you go. Obedience better than sacrifice.
So, Greg, tell me about some of the hot stuff you got coming off the radar. What's some of the stuff you're doing? And I can tell by the studio that you're down in your is that Jacksonville? Where is you living at now?
I am in Kingsland, Georgia, which is about a half hour north of Jacksonville,
Down there in sunny
Florida.
country.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm in my studio that I put together in my home. I've been diligently trying to finish up my own project, um, which I plan to put out probably first quarter of next year, which will be a collection of songs that I've written along with some of my clients. It's going to be produced by myself and Demetrius Neighbors. and I'm still waiting for my film debut with, with Joe. I was
Joe
promised
who? Joe who?
Joe Spike Lee Smith. I
I
was
got you.
promised I could be the janitor or something, and
It's
you know,
good
walk by and
something.
like, he's him.
Hey,
It's coming.
It's coming.
peace.
He's 5 projects in, so it's coming.
Oh yeah, it's coming. But yeah, I've worked on a few independent artists that I plan to that are planned to be released in January. But you know, God is still blessing.
That's good.
Well,
And I
keep us
appreciate.
posted. And you know, you got a standing invitation to come on the spotlight and let us know what's up. Joe, what you got cooking?
Just pumping mainstream, and you know, you can also view my current movies on Tubi. Dance with the Devil, Diamond Girls, A Good Man One, A Good Man Two, and then also I'm really proud of my last film that just came out, My Father's Blood, which is a story about Pastor Michael Robinson and how he ended up in the streets because he didn't get along with his father. His father put him out when he was 16. He ended up selling drugs and becoming a hardcore gangster. And so this movie is about the true story of how God rescued him from the streets after spending years in prison, being shot and being on trial for murder. God, you know, brought him back to him, and now he's pastoring, and you know, he's blessed. So it's a great movie. I would urge you all to check it out on Tubi or on mainstream. So
Mm, mm.
yeah, so
I like that. What did you say? On where?
on mainstream.
On mainstream. And how you
Mainstream.tv.
and how you spell that again? How you spell mainstream? Uh-huh.
MAINSTREEM.
EEM.
Yes.
Okay.
Or some folks say STRA.
It's the
Oh,
aura because it's ours.
Right. There
yeah,
you
and
go.
Joe was interviewed on Fox 2 today, so
Oh, wow.
you can
Wow.
catch that
Okay.
interview.
Go ahead on, young man.
Yeah.
Thank
So,
you.
Joe, do you have any plans to cast any names that we might recognize?
Yeah, going forward, we are looking to you know, partner with some influencers and some celebrities, especially now Hollywood is kind of imploding, and so they're gonna be needing some work in a minute. So we're gonna be here to give them a shot.
Any names you want to toss out there? Any names? I mean, just your dream, your wish list.
Oh man, that you know, I do want to work with Tyler Perry at some point, just or do work at his studio, just because the magnitude of what he's built
Oh,
is
yeah. Oh, yeah.
phenomenal. And I one of the stars of one of his series is in my movie that's about to come out, Rhythm and Blood. And so, you know, just what he's been able to build from nothing to where he is now, I
Awesome.
definitely respect it. So,
And on that note, Bishop, we're going to get to you in a minute. But on that note, I want to take my hat off to Tyler because he recognized something that the industry was blind to.
yes,
And that was the powerful buying power of the Black Christian female.
yes.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Because the Black female Christian serves, in my opinion, served as the backbone of Tyler Perry's success, not to the exclusion of the brothers or the mainstream with an A of those who got on the bandwagon. But he tapped into something, and Joe, I think you've tapped into something similar with
Hmm.
what you're doing because you're talking to us, and
Yes.
you're talking to us not as someone who is not familiar with the milieu, who we are, where we come from, what our thoughts are, how we feel, how we react,
Yes.
and even to the point of how we talk. So I want to thank you for that. Uh,
You.
Bishop Lucas, do you have another book on the way? What's happening? What's going on with you?
Yeah, I'm in the process of writing another book. The name of it is Spiritual Blindness. Paul said that Satan has blinded the minds of unbelievers. But I believe some believers have been blindsided by the things of the world. We have to understand that Satan is the prince of the air. He will blind every person that he can. We have to look at it in the sense that when our leaders are wicked, it's a sign that the people are wicked. See it? I don't want to mention no names, Donald Trump, but anyway,
right.
he is a man that I believe Satan has blinded his mind. And those that are blinded to his ethics, to his intentions, are blinded also. When your mind is blind, your eyes are blind, your ears are blind, your taste is blind, your feet, your hands are blind. In other words, that darkness, that blindness is called darkness.
Yeah.
Many folks, awful lot of people are in darkness and don't realize it. It is up to the church to let the light of God go forth. Jesus said, I am the light of the world.
Mm,
Before he left, he said, now you are.
mm, mm.
You can't light and put it on
The
a
bishops
basket or
can't
put
do
it on.
it.
You have to
You gotta
let
let
your
it
light
shine.
shine.
Yes.
Well, many Christians are afraid to let their light shine because they're afraid of being talked about, ridiculed. But as I pastored, I didn't care what people thought about me. My aim is to satisfy God. I wanted to know what he thinks about me. The Bible said he brought us out of darkness
I want.
into his marvelous light, that we
I,
can experience what life is. Life, life in the Hebrew is the word or, O-W-R. That light means life. When God said, let there be light, he was saying, let there be life. He didn't create anything before he put his own light on.
mm,
His light is a reflection of himself. It's not the
okay.
moon, not the stars, not the sun, but it is God himself speaking into us on a spiritual foundation to let that righteousness come forth that we know God has even in his word.
Thank you,
It's
Bishop.
called spiritual blindness. I should be through in a couple of weeks, a couple of
Thank
months.
you. Thank you.
Because I found out there's a big difference between preaching a message and writing a book. You may not
Okay.
ever see my message, but you're going to see the book. So you got to be graphically correct, and that's what I'm going through now.
Okay, we got 1 minute left. And Joe, I want to get spicy.
Okay.
So, and this is for all of y'all. You ain't got to go into depth detail because we only got 45.
Security.
Call them.
Right.
What y'all thought about what was going on over there at 7616 Nevada? Y'all don't know that address?
Oh man.
You can just give me
Joey said
one word response.
I just want us to stop streaming everything in the church. Don't stop streaming everything.
everything. Oh my God.
There you go.
Open yourself up to too much.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So you think that was the primary issue?
Well, I don't. The only reason why I've focused on that is because I don't really know all of the details of.
Oh, okay.
I know what people's outrage was, but I don't know the details of what was happening. The true story of why
Right.
what happened. So I'll reserve my.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said. Anybody else?
But yeah, I agree that the churches need to stop streaming everything, and some churches shouldn't stream at all
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me,
because
brother.
they really don't have nothing to offer outside the wall, their four walls of their building. They really
Right.
don't,
Yeah.
and all it's doing is just feeding the world, those people that say, I'm never going back to church. This is why I don't go to church. And, so sometimes, we might have to be like said in the Bible, it's better to tie a millstone around your head
Yeah.
than cast yourself in the ocean.
Yeah.
Bishop?
Well, like I said, many of things can come across our modern day media, but I think the offering should be cut off. Because you can tell your congregation something and they will accept it or believe it. But when it's open to the world don't think spiritually. They don't think that it takes money to keep the lights on, to even to buy the building that he wants to buy. So I think it behooves the church to get away from the offering, because we go on screaming, oh, dollar line, $1,000 line. People in the world don't understand that.
No.
They only understand that the money going to the preacher. He's buying Cadillacs, and one guy say going out buying women and stuff. So they don't understand. And again, as I said before, their minds are blinded to spiritual things.
Well, I'm going to be the only guy here to say that I think there's a way to say anything.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
There's a way to say anything. And like Maya Angelou said, people won't always remember what you said.
Mm-hmm.
They may not always remember what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So we got to be careful. So I'm gonna get off of that. I'm the one got in trouble. Ain't none of y'all in trouble. Y'all said all the politically correct things, so y'all good. And I stand on it. And I ain't scared of nobody.
Oh,
All
come
right,
on now.
all right.
Huh?
Yeah.
Been there, done that. And Joe, I want to go back to what you said because it's stuck in my spirit. You said something to me that was powerful when you said in launching your film career. First of all, you backed up and said, whenever you've done anything you've done, you didn't know how to do it. That was fantastic because I sit in the same seat. I could tell you about some stuff that happened to me in my radio career you wouldn't believe. But anyway, you said something powerful. You said, when I did it, I was scared. And I thought about Jehoshaphat, Bishop, and how the confederated armies of the enemy, I believe it was 4 or 5 armies, were coming against Israel to wipe them out. And the Bible said Jehoshaphat feared. And then he set himself. And that, young man, is what you've done. Kudos and congratulations to you for setting yourself. Kudos to you, Greg Pearson, for setting yourself. Kudos to you, Bishop Lucas, in the launching on your first book and in the authoring of your second book, in setting yourself. And to everybody watching, I want to encourage you to set yourself. Don't let fear handcuff you. Don't let it stop you. And find yourself somebody to encourage you.
Yeah.
And that's why the 4 of us are here right now, because I wanted to encourage and celebrate the greatness that's before me right now. Yes, I said it, greatness. Greg Pearson is a great producer. He's a great connector. He's a great influencer. He's a great brother. He's a great musician. He's a great songwriter and a great husband too. I've met his wife and she be smiling all the time.
All the
That's
time.
good.
I'm wondering, is all them teeth really hers? I'm just
And she makes me smile. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. Joe, the same to you. You are making us smile with your content, with your conviction, with your testimony, with your work product. Man, your work product is stellar, and it always has been. So we salute your greatness, Bishop. We salute your greatness and the mentorship that you provided to young ministers like my brother, who's no longer young, but he was a young man. Now he's old, but he's never seen the righteous forsaken because he's a mighty man of God down there in Indianapolis, Grace Apostolic. My brother Bishop Kevin Harrison, and I just want to salute and celebrate each one of you, and continue doing the great things that God has called you to.
I did all that to you, my brother. I did all
Bless
that
you.
to you.
definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you for this time, Elder. Appreciate it.
Come on in. Come on in. Come on in.
In the spotlight. In the spotlight.